Welcome, welcome, my friends. It's joyous to be with you. I'm in the Sunshine Study and I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Lifejoy coach and author. Today, I thought we'd talk about morning rituals for a joyful day. How we start the day, when we start the day, and what we do to make the best possible of the joy, the hope, the goodness, the challenge, the sorrow, and the things that will happen to us in the hours ahead. So think about this. I love routine and structure because I think it helps people. I think self-discipline is the ultimate act of self-care. It's revolutionary, but we clean our teeth, we wash our faces, we go for a stroll, we eat meals, we have good water intake. All of those silent acts of self-care sustain everything. So think about the very basic things that you do in the mornings, or have to do, or where you have to be, or what you have to go to, or what you have to do at home. So think about your unique position as an act of self-love, which is self-discipline, and self-care is somewhere in between. So know that structure is a good thing. Now, lots of people don't like structure, and sometimes we have too much of it, and sometimes we need to, wear our pajamas all day and have a proper rest. But a lot of the time, the structure saves us. It saves us, it gives us sanity, and it helps our biological systems too. Your body knows what's coming. It saves you from decision exhaustion, and it makes things as easy as possible. Now, one of the things I learned from my husband is that he puts his clothes out the night before the new morning. And I had many years very severely ill where I didn't know I would be well enough the next day to get dressed or not. And that's a hard extreme to live by. And I'd had many, many nights where I've been very sick through the night. So, getting dressed and ready to go the next morning was almost impossible. So I saw that example and I thought, wouldn't that be wonderful if you could do that? So what I decided to do was do it very incrementally and slowly because I didn't want to tempt fate. And these are very small routine things, but very powerful. And I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of uh, propelling clients and my life coaching, and they seem to see that routine is their best asset. So think about this. I just put out my socks because I knew I'd probably wear socks the next day. And I just incrementally improved it. And then that I put out enough clothes that if I were unwell, I just about managed to get them on. And they would be comfortable enough if I were unwell. So I tried always to get up, dressed, washed, and fed, which started from the socks, really. That's where it's come to. And that did me a great deal of good, that I was up and ready to go at a certain time. Now that's more difficult because sometimes people are self-employed or they work from home, and lots of people say it's easy to stay in your PJs. Don't. I've had too many times when PJs have been imposed. Be glad you can put your socks and shoes on if you can. There were many other things about morning routine that kept the morning safe, that it was very structured, but that it also had a low energy demand on it. So I wear the same socks nearly all the time because it's easy. Those things are in place. And when I don't have enough socks, I renew them or I mend them or I chuck them out or whatever I need to do. So if you think about the little pain points in the morning that cause you repeated problems, do something about them. Then you have a bit more ease in the mornings. Can you make a batch of breakfasts if you eat breakfast that they're always there? Can you always have your cups ready? Can you just set up routines that make it easy? Is there something that makes the morning joyous for you that you'd like to do? I would like to go in the shower every morning, but having a shower every morning is still too tiring for me. But I have a lovely wash, which I can manage. And every now and again, if I've got a quieter day, I'll have a shower because I have that excess energy. So if you think about putting things, the simplest things in place, and here's the most important thing. When you wake up, say thank you. Be grateful you've got another day ahead. Be grateful you've got life. Be grateful you've got breath. And if you haven't got pain, you have energy and you have good people, you have an abundance to start the day with. So that's a lovely morning routine. Start with thank you, start with a structure, start with a routine, and keep working on it. I love a refinement of a process because it's a joyous thing. I wake up, I try and say my prayers, I do a couple of stretches. I deal with the dog, who's often very joyous that the day has started. And fiddle around a bit. I might read a devotional or listen to something. It's not very strict, but there's a quiet structure every morning that helps. Next thing is work out what's wise for you. You might be somebody who can get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go to the gym or run or swim or do your exercises or do work or write your book or whatever. But you may be somebody who just has to have a very slow start that's wise. Find where you fit in that trajectory. And don't do too much, because too much means it's often not sustainable. What is the bare minimum that's wise, sustainable, and fruitful for you? And then if you have space, you can add into it. Think about what's healthy. Do you need to take meds? Do you need to take vitamins? Do you have enough water? Do you have enough protein and good fats in your breakfast? Do you have some snacks with you? Do you have whatever you have that you need? Are you taking a water bottle with you? Are you working from home? Do you need an extra jumper on? Just think about what is healthy for you. And if you've had a distressing night, lack of sleep or bad dreams, then find a way to process that. And one of the lovely things that Julia Cameron talks about all the time in her books, The Artist's Way, is to just write morning pages, just a flood of consciousness out. I always say tear them up afterwards, find the lesson in them, but process the difficulty. And then think about the mornings as a regroup, a reset for joy. And you can do that through the day. So even if you have a dodgy start, it might be better by 11. If you have a tumultuous start or illness or disruption or difficulty, you can still gather the day back and put in moments of reset, moments of thank you, moments of contribution, moments of care, a good piece of fluid, a good piece of music, a good piece of rest, a good piece of work, a good piece of interaction. So reclaim where you can, and then have a routine for going to bed that mirrors the morning so that your body knows what to do, and it's one less decision, and it's just comfortable and safe and lovely, and that routine in itself is sustaining. And most of those things are privileges to do. Don't forget that. They're not chores. There are people who are not well enough to get in the shower themselves, or they need help, or help with the bathroom or dressing, and they would give anything to have the privileges of being well enough to do it. So think about, these are privileges, they are joys, they are elements of the great wealth of normality. And think about what you're taking into the day. Take in your goodness, your calmness, your loveliness, your beauty, your joy, your brain, your bravery, and all of your beautiful, unique brilliance. I hope that helps, my friend. Always a joy to be with you. Thank you for your love, support. Please subscribe. Thank you for staying till the end. Take care. God bless. Be safe.